everybody, so happy you're here as always. Today's video topic is kind of fun. It's talking about some of these sort of unusual, you might even say gimmicky makeup products. Yeah, the way I look at it is this, like they're things that my initial reaction toward them was sort of like, is that really necessary? You know, is somebody just going out on a limb trying to create like one more thing that they think we need makeup wise, you know? And when I have that kind of feeling, it makes me think maybe it's kind of a gimmick or unnecessary type item. But in this video, these are 5 things that really turned out to surprise me, things that I really enjoy. And I've always thought that the situations where I end up having unexpected results are the situations where it's really important to do the video, because the products just might not be exactly what people assume them to be. Oh, and before I get started, can I just say I am fully committing to this whole wearing less black liquid liner. And so today I'm like, I'm gonna do green. I'm gonna do this nice forest green, and this is the Too Faced sketch marker in Smoky Emerald. Well, it's real smoky, guys. It's like a barely there green. It's like a green black. I tried. I thought this was gonna be a lot more green. I thought it was really gonna look like the outside packaging of the pen, right? Not so much, but that's okay. Gonna jump in with the first product here, and it is from Real Techniques, and it's their Expert Air Cushion Sponge. It says this is designed for buildable airbrushed coverage. Gently tap on cushion makeup until blended. And I just recently saw this come out. I actually bought it around the same time I got the set of like Real Techniques skincare related brushes. And I thought that was odd because I feel like cushion foundations were having their craze like about a year or so ago. But I don't know, maybe they were just giving everybody a chance to get their cushion foundations, and now here's the best way to apply them. So it's got a little handle, it looks sort of like a UFO or something, and it's really soft and definitely squishy. They do call it an Expert Air Cushion Sponge. You're supposed to use it dry, and it doesn't have this feeling of a lot of density in there. I can't quite tell if it's totally hollow or not, or maybe there's just a small hollow space in there somewhere. But I've been trying this out with various cushion foundations that I have. I've got the L'Oreal Lumi one, the Maybelline one, and also the most recent one I've purchased is the Mega Cushion SPF 15 foundation from Wet n Wild. By the way, I am cream ivory in this. And just for a little demo here, I thought I'd show it going on. Like you dab into your foundation with this, and then I just kind of do a sort of blotting method across my face. And if you want more coverage, you just dab into it like a few more times and you'll just pick up more. And it might be like the size, the surface area of this. I feel like I end up with really even coverage on my skin, albeit light to medium coverage because cushion makeup is just sort of that way, you know? It's a very lightweight, liquidy, not super high coverage thing. But the evenness of the application on your skin is still really important with stuff like that. And while I think other sponges can do a good job, or even brushes can do a good job, this seems to give me, like the surface area here, something about that seems to give really even coverage, and it can build up even more coverage, I think, more effectively than anything else. Like I said, to do that, you just kind of dip, dip, dip instead of just doing one quick dab. And I don't feel like the sponge is actually absorbing much product, because even when I only pick up a little bit, I feel like it is remaining on my skin and able to be all like nicely blended out. So I think this is a neat tool, and it's kind of changed the way I feel about some of my cushion makeup, and I've realized it can be actually quite a bit better coverage than I first thought. Okay, here's another thing that kind of feels a little gimmicky to me, but I don't know, it's just a new texture. You know, Physicians Formula is really going there with their butter concept, and now they've got butter highlighters, and they are downright like, oops. They are really, really creamy. Like, that's not just a stamped in texture that you're seeing, although, you know, it is stamped in, but when you touch it, it's like it moves around. There's a thickness and an actual creaminess to this. And I remembered thinking when I first got it, is that just too goopy to work? Like, are they just trying to create something that's fun to touch and feel, but is that really going to perform on the skin? But I gotta say, this pink shade, and I have all the shades, they were sent to me, and there's something special about this pink. I take this on my finger and I just kind of graze the skin, like put absolutely zero pressure. You don't want to feel like you're pressing into your skin, but just give it the lightest amount of pressure right on top of where I would do blush, and I think it is so, so pretty. I love it. I love that effect. It's a blush topper. I'm kind of coming to realize that it's not always my best look to have a ton of highlight like right up in this particular zone, but it can actually be super flattering right on the apple of the cheek. It gives that look of fullness and just natural glow. Like that's where the light's hitting you and it's a pretty gleam on the skin. So I actually really, really like this, particularly the pink shade. It's like a radiance booster. It's like you got these dry, dull winter days and you're getting up feeling and looking kind of blah, but then you put this on even on top of your blush, which your blush is already doing good things for you by giving some color and pigment to the skin, but you top with this, it's really extra beautiful. Here's another cool thing that I ordered a long time ago and it just kind of sat around. I don't know why, I just wasn't compelled to use it until just the last couple of weeks, but it's from Sephora and it's their Perfection Mist Nude Glow and it says universal here on the back. So just a little can, it's 2 fluid ounces and it is just, it's a spray. You spray your face with this and it's odd because you don't really feel moisture the way we're used to feeling it from different setting mists, you know? I feel like I have a cloud now in front of me between me and my camera lens here. But you know how you get that feeling of immediate moisture from a setting spray? This doesn't give you that. This is actually giving you like a glow to the skin. I just put some freshly applied there on my hand and it's like there's no detectable shimmer, but it's immediate glow, yet without feeling wet or sticky. It's so strange. The description of it says, an illuminating spray with a translucent base and subtle rose gold colored micro pearls. It says, creates a natural sparkle-free, dewy sheen on the skin. That's exactly what it is. No sparkle, no real moisture, yet somehow magically there's a dewy sheen on your skin. It's really neat. Now I've just noticed that they have the airbrush foundation and they also seem to have this formula in a blush, so that would be possibly another way to experience this and I am intrigued. I'm here for that. Next thing that I have to chat about is a 4-in-1 eye transforming brush. This comes to us from IT Cosmetics and how are they making this 4-in-1? Well, there's a little thing that's happening here on the one end. First off, the other side is just a liner, okay? So it's a stiff liner brush. This works nice in the brows, by the way. I used it in my brows today. I used it also for a little bit of like lower lash line, just a light bit of shadow there. But on the other end, here's what's happening. There are 3 little marks. One says all over. So you've got this full brush here that you could use like up under the brow just to get shadow all over your lid or even into your crease. And you move this little guy upward, just this little rod here, and then it says crease. So you've just got this little like almost brush guard type thing that's just holding those bristles together and basically creating a different shaped brush for you. Suddenly it's less fluffy and more densely packed. And so for crease, you know, it does work that way. It does give you a very soft amount of color in the crease. And then you click it up one more time and it says smudge. So now you've basically lessened the mobility of those bristles even more to where it can go smudging on your lower lash line or maybe really being a bit more defined in your crease area. Before I ever used it, I thought, do we really need this? Is it really making life easier? Is this just some fun idea somebody came up with? But it really does work, and I'm going to show you that using this new Wet n Wild quad that I got. They've redone Walking on Eggshells. They've redone their whole shadow formula, and if you want more on that in a video, I know that's not the newest news because it's been out for a little while, but I just now found it. So I'm doing this demo with that, and I actually used the brush in its fullest state with the transition color right up top. Got that going in the crease, and then I made my brush a little smaller to the actual crease size and used the deeper shade in the quad and just got that going in my outer corner a little bit. I fluffed the brush out again. I used a little bit of the eyelid shade, just kind of dabbing that on my lid, and then I went to the brush's smallest size and I used the darkest shade sort of lightly smudged on my lower lash line. You can also use that to get right in your outer corner of your crease pretty easily too. And then like I said, the liner side, I use that in my brows beforehand and also afterward, just kind of like smudging some shadow right in there with the wing. So an unusual concept, but it definitely is like a minimalist eye brush idea. It's effectively doing a lot of things in one. My caution, I guess, would be to those who have really small eyes and you tend to feel a little out of control with larger eye brushes, because I feel like this whole end of the brush overall errs on the side of being a little bit large, even though you are are making it smaller. It truly is working for my eyes, but I could see that being a little out of control and perhaps a little muddy for people with very small eyes. But if simplification is a priority, lessening the amount of brushes you're carrying with you or just the brushes you own, this might be something to look for. Final thing I want to mention here is the Blotterazzi from Beauty Blender. This has been out for quite some time, and I only recently decided to actually try it. And the thought here is that you can literally like blot your skin when you're getting shiny, and they're giving you like Beauty Blender material but in this little thin sponge. And the compact here is such that it contains another one under this clear sheet and also a mirror, so you could pop this in your purse and take it on the go. But perhaps the best and most genius function for this is something Makeup by TiffanyD mentioned, and it's using it to kind of like rehydrate your skin actually. Like as you see yourself getting a little bit dry or sometimes a little crusty there on the under eye area. She had mentioned, and I think it was quite a long time ago, like misting this with a little bit of a facial spray and then dabbing it right on the very areas where you feel like you look dry or a little cakey, and it almost like refreshes your makeup, practically redistributes the product a little bit, but in a very fresh and even way because you're patting it on with this nice sponge. Now my makeup has just been applied recently, so I'm not in dire need of this tip right now, but you know, by 3-4 in the afternoon, if I was wanting to, you know, refresh my look and maybe go somewhere, do something without totally redoing my foundation or my concealer and stuff, it really does work. It's a fantastic trick. So guys, that concludes my roundup of things that may potentially be seen as a little bit gimmicky, but I actually really like them and I found them to be very useful. I would love to know what other products are out there that you feel this way about, so let me know in the comments section. And thank you as always so much for your time. I really appreciate you tuning in for these videos, and I will see you again next time. Bye.